Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elena and welcome. We have a new thing going on today. We have a review for 90 Day Fiance The Other Way Season 2 Episode 1. The Other Way to me is so dope because we get to see the Americans move to a new country and learn the culture and learn how to adapt. And so often it's been the opposite, in which, I mean, let's be real, some Americans aren't accommodating to their significant others who move from their foreign lands to the States, and they're just expecting their person to just assimilate and just understand and have a great time. I mean, think about, what's her name? Annie and that one Turkish man. And she's expecting him to just be like the crowd belle and just a social butterfly and talk to all her friends, even though you yourself can't talk to him in English. That's neither here nor there. Let's get into our first set of couples. Jenny and Sumit. Jenny's gonna piss me off. In fact, she is already pissing me off. You would think that if Jenny's going to pursue the relationship with Sumit once again, that she will have she will move differently. She will be more inquisitive and, really don't, and I'm not gonna say don't trust Sumit, but at least require some proof to make sure that he is telling the truth, because from what we saw, even Sumit's friends were looking at him like, I don't know if you're telling the truth. I mean, that was a hard statement for me to hear. Jenny is moving back to India to be with the love of her life, Sumit, who is like 30 something. She's 63 or 62. We all know the hot mess that occurred when we found out Sumit lied to her. I mean, the fact that he catfished her first, then lied to her, and he was actually married. So Jenny was forced to go back to the States. She's living with her daughter and daughter-in-law. She has no car, no money. She has nothing. She's literally starting over, sleeping on her daughter's couch. Could not be me. I'm not spending my golden years chasing after no damn liar. But anyway, she's willing to go back to India. And what bothers me about Jenny and why she's not moving differently is that her daughter asked her if she acquired some information or at least some documentation proving that Sumit is in fact getting divorced. Jenny is like bugged out, like, oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, of course. I'll definitely, yeah, I'm totally gonna be different. I'm definitely gonna ask for it. But we see in the little FaceTime or video call she had with Sumit that she already purchased her ticket. Not only she purchased her ticket, but homegirl is willing to get a 30% reduction of her social security check so she can be with Sumit. Bitch, could not be me. I mean, move differently, Jenny. At least wait till you're 63, get your full amount. That's a great amount of time for Sumit to A, divorce his wife, pay the $20,000 he owes his wife, and B, get a job so he can be able to get off his feet, because at this point he is reliant on his parents. And let's get into the parents. Jenny, your misplaced anger towards the parents is ridiculous. Of course they're going to view you as a homewrecker. You're some random ass white woman who broke up his marriage. And in the Indian culture, especially, I'm not an expert, but I would gather that it's frowned upon to get a divorce. Like, when you get married, you get married. That's it. It's for life. And for Sumit to break it up for some old ass bitch who can't give him no kids, of course they're going to be pissed off. But your biggest obstacle wasn't Sumit's parents and their disapproval. Your biggest obstacle was Sumit and his lies. I don't see it for them. I do hope, though, I'm not that mean. I really do hope that Sumit gets the shit together, but he still gives me lying tease. But who knows with that couple. Let's move on. Alright, let's get into our next couple, Brittney and Yazman. So Brittney and Yazman actually stood out the most to me when it came to the trailer for The Other Way. I mean, we've seen this story before of a vivacious, lively Western woman meeting up with a Middle Eastern man who is a little bit on the more conservative side. And I do not see this faring out well at all. I mean, think about Laura and Aladdin. Yazman is a 24-year-old mechanical engineer living with his parents in Jordan. I forgot what city in particular. And he himself described it. He's a simple man, and he just wants to live his life comfortably with his family and is looking for a wife to be at home. He is somewhat concerned, or at least knowledgeable, that there's going to be a bit of a transition period for Brittney to conform or at least adapt to his culture. But I'm not particularly sure if is really abreast of how big of an issue that really is going to be in the future. I mean, don't get me wrong, we can go into Brittney's faults because we've all seen some glaring red flags for Brittney, but I see a huge flag for Yazman as well. Like, what are you doing with Brittney? You see her, like, are you not privy to her Instagram account? Are you not privy to her personality? Like, how honest have you guys been with your conversations? How deep have you talked about it? That you're expecting Brittney, I really think in my heart that he's expecting Brittney to just turn to Avery from that last season and just wipe off all of her, like, Megan Thee Stallion antics and turn into his mother, a nice Muslim housewife. And I am just sitting here thinking, girl, why would you think that? I really do think that Jordan is expecting that of her and probably expecting for her to adapt quickly, but he gonna learn. So not really seeing it for Yazman in that case, but he seems to be an overall nice gentleman. I just think his expectations of Brittney might be a little askew. But let's get into Brittney. Brittney, girl, wow, whew, she's a character. She definitely is. Now, I'm trying not to be too judgmental of Brittney. Listen, girl, go off. If you want to date these old ass men for their money and live at home with your dad and work on this piss poor rap career of yours, go right ahead. I forgot how old she is. I know she's older than Yazman, so I want to say 28 or whatever. Not understanding the braces thing. She believes that braces is like I don't know, honey to sugar daddies for whatever reason. I don't get it. I mean, as somebody who wore braces and of course did not wear the retainer, that's neither here nor there. Braces sucks. I mean, anything and everything gets stuck with your braces. It gets stuck into it. Like, it's hard to eat, especially when you get it. I just can't imagine wearing braces for an extended period of time. Like, when did she get them? Did she needed them? Is she overdue to wear braces? Isn't there a point in which you must take out your braces? Don't they fuck up your teeth after a while? Like, I'm just so confused. A dentist, please chime in. Please help us figure this out. But anyway, Brittney is having dinner with her father. She admits to him that she's going to be moving to Jordan indefinitely and told her dad like a few days before going. I will say this, Brittney strikes me off as somebody who makes piss poor decisions, but has never had her feet held to the fire, not by her father or anyone else, and so she doesn't really feel the repercussions of her actions. I mean, think about it. We found out that Brittney is still married. Homegirl is still married, and she went to a divorce lawyer, or some lawyer of some sort, to figure out how to get this divorce finalized because homie got deported 3 months after they got married, and they've been married since 2015. And I'm sure it's being filmed in 2019. Girla, you forgot you were married? I couldn't believe it. And what I couldn't believe is that A, she thinks she can get her divorce finalized in less than 2 weeks. How, sway, how? And to add salt to the injury, she also has lied to Yazman and his family that she is divorced. So you mean to tell me you're starting this relationship on a lie? I don't want to hear it. You're a Sumit at this point. You're no better than him. You're a liar, Brittney. And the lawyer is trying to convince her to be honest about it and tell Yazman over the phone versus in person. And I'm curious to know what Brittney's going to do. I think she's going to pussy pop and not say shit until she gets there, and I'm a little bit nervous. I saw the previews for this upcoming season and it doesn't seem to be faring well. It's kind of going in a direction where I'm thinking it's going to go into, but I can't root for them. I can't root for them because I don't think they're having those hardcore those hardcore conversations, really get into the nitty-gritty of what they're expecting their lives to be. What is Brittney's expectations? What does she imagine her life to be? How are they going to fare out the transitional period? Is Yazman having tough conversation with his family, like, hey, I know you're expecting this cute girl from Jordan who is of the culture already, but I'm not giving that to you. But I want you guys to hold hands and be patient and work with Brittney, like hold her hand and like groom her into this culture, because sometimes people expect you to just get it like this and just become who they want to be at the snap of the dime. I'm sorry, at the snap of the fingers. And I don't see it for them. I don't see it for them. Brittney is already getting on my nerves, and Yazman too, quite frankly. All right, next couple is Ariela and blank. I'm sorry, I cannot remember the name of Ariela's Ethiopian boo. Ariela, let's get into her. It was mostly centered on her anyway. So Ariela is, I want to say, 28-year-old woman who seems to be like a free-spirited, like to travel type of girl. She visited Argentina when she was 17, was so enthralled with the culture she decided to stay, and then she met a guy and they went study for 2 years, moved back to the States and got married. So she actually been married for 10 years, separated for 3 years, and finally got a divorce. Now that is a hell of a life before 28. I mean, god damn. But you know, I don't think I'm not knocking her for that. I think that's part of life lessons, and love is love. I mean, they've been together for 10 years. That's not a failure. That's just part of life. I was nervous to hear that after she left, after getting a divorce from her husband, she wants to do that whole eat, pray, love shit and find herself, get to know her, and went to Ethiopia, saw this hot ass dude, did some random ass catcalling, and was able to snag a boo. And 3 months into a relationship, got pregnant. Bitch, couldn't be me. That is honestly one of my worst fears in life. I do not want to get pregnant out of the blue. Well, I shouldn't say out of the blue, because it takes two to tango, or your contraceptive's clocking out, because sometimes, you know, it's 99.9% effective. That does count. Yeah, that does mean a lot. But that just sucks. I hate the fact when I see couples having children before getting to know each other, because they're putting themselves through a lot. Now, some couples are able to thrive and continue on with their relationship, and others not so much. I mean, the stress of the baby coupled with being with a person you don't know, and then moving to a new country, learning new culture, I can't handle it. But Ariela is down with the cause. So Ariela is with her family. Her family seems to be like a family of people in the medical field. Like her mom's a nurse, her dad's a cardiologist. Even her doctor for her baby is like a family friend, and she's telling people she's going to Ethiopia so she and her boo can see the birth of their child together. But anyway, Ariela's going. She's going. And bitch, when she was telling the ladies at the yoga class, that one girl, Mackenzie, was like, that Asian lady, which I did not know, in Japan apparently they don't give epidurals, and she was rubbing that shit in Ariela's face, saying, "Oh, sorry girl, didn't mean to bring it up again." I mean, that shit was so fucking funny. That Japanese woman was shady, but I loved it. She was shady, but like in a very innocent way, but it was so cute to me. I mean, there's nothing to really say. I can't really put my finger if I like Ariela or I don't. I think she's level-headed to a certain degree, but still, I don't know. I'm always nervous about people having babies so quickly in a relationship. And then you're putting a lot of stresses on yourself with a new boo, learning who he is as a person, his character, and then a whole new country, a whole different culture, and you're white in a predominantly black country. White people don't know how to, I mean, I know what it's like to feel like other, but I feel like people don't feel comfortable with being the other person. So Ariela, good luck. Now let's move on to my favorite couple already. I know it was just first episode, but baby, they have warmed my heart, and I hope they don't fail me. Armando and Kenneth. So Armando and Kenneth, their lives, when we really put them up against each other, are like two polar opposites. From Kenneth, who is a 57-year-old man and has amazing skincare routine. Send us the link, let us know. How did you hydrate yourself? Are you committed to sunscreen daily? Like, what is it? I mean, he looks great. I mean, in the previews, I thought he and Armando were around the same age. I mean, no offense, Armando. It's just Kenneth looks great. I mean, Jenny's 62 and Kenneth's 57. His coming out story is a lot more positive than Armando. His family has all the elements of what you would think, you know, homophobic parents would be. They're highly religious. His dad's a football coach. He always knew that he was gay, and when he moved to Florida, you know, had the nightlife there, he wanted to fully, you know, embrace sexuality, and wrote an 8-page letter. Ooh, he had some feelings to his parents, and his parent was like, "Alright, cool, you're my boy, love ya, kisses." I mean, that was amazing. It really touched my heart. And through the help of his friend who was able to give birth for him, and through in vitro, he was able to have, what, 4 children, 1 son, and a set of triplets. That in vitro, bro. That shit scares me. I just want a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine going in for 1 kid and coming out with 3 or 4. Nah. Anyway, Kenneth is a family-oriented man. He loves children. You can tell that conversation with his daughter, one of the triplets, and her grandson was so hard to watch, because I understand how I understand how much she depends on her dad. You can tell he's been the rock, that he's helped her, especially with her grandson. And she's 21 and she has a 4-year-old son. And to me, it doesn't seem like the father might be in the picture. So that's tough. She's still young, you know. I was heavily dependent on my mother at 21. I'm starting weaning myself off from my mom, but I understand her feelings of abandonment. But Kenny's also 57. And your grandson is not his responsibility to raise. And unfortunately, I think it's a little growing up that she's going to have to go through. And it's going to be tough. It really is. But I want her to appreciate the time she did have with her father. And, you know, he raised 4 kids, girl. Let him be free. It does sadden me that Armando and his child can't move with Kenneth into the States, and they can be one big happy family. But on the flip side of that, Armando too has a 6-year-old child, and he too has his family, and they're 2 family-oriented men. But Armando's story is far more sad than Kenneth. Whew, watching Armando, I like him, I really do, and it was sad to hear about how he had to repress his sexuality, repress his truth, and to become the person that his family have, you know, set for him. I mean, let's be real. Like, in most cultures, people frown upon it. People frown upon queer folks, and I understand why he felt the need to get married to a woman and to be with her and have a child with her. With those situations, I'm often sad because no one wins. And I think the internet likes to get into this blame game where, like, how dare he be a DL man, and how dare he take advantage of her love, blah blah blah. And I get that. That's some real shit. I wouldn't want that to happen to me. I don't want to be with somebody who I'm thinking I'm madly in love with and having a child with, and, you know, continue my life for 10 years or married, and then to tell me that he's gay and he only feeling like that. That's heart-wrenching. And she made Armando she told Armando's mama that he was gay. She outed him, and the mom was crying, and he was forced back into the closet. But when he and his wife finally came to a decision to get a divorce, she unfortunately passed away in a tragic car accident. So Armando's story was very sad to me. He even mentioned contemplating suicide, going into the desert and hoping something will bite him and he'll die. I mean, that's tough. That was really tough for me to hear. And that even a conversation with his sister when she's telling him his truth, that he wants to leave their home and be with Kenneth, that was so hard to watch. That was difficult to watch because his sister too is heavily dependent on Armando. Like, Armando was a father figure. Armando is a father figure to her children as well. And that just seems like a very tight-knit group of family. I don't know, Armando and Kenneth's story, they're just so, it's beautiful to watch their story, but it's also sad because I want a happy ending for everyone. I want Armando to be able to be freely himself and to raise his 6-year-old child, to be with Kenneth, to proudly love each other, and Kenneth's children be there too. But the obstacles they're gonna face, I don't know, it makes me sad. But I do want to say this, TLC, this is the type of drama that I want to see. I don't need a Lisa, I don't need an Ed, I don't need the Joffreys. That cast from 90 Day Before 90 Day, throw the whole cast away. They all were fucking trash. There was not one couple that I can personally just root for or just be happy for. Not one, because they were all fucking trash. Their intentions, I all question them for the sake of trying to put themselves on Instagram and become this influencer or whatever, or celebrity. I hated that shit. I want you to know we want more Armandos and Kenneth. I want more, even Ariela and her Ethiopian boo. I want more of that kind of storyline where it's more authentic, it's real, the drama is not fabricated, or it's not a shitty ass person. I'm tired of the assholes. We're done, boo, we're done. You don't need to find any more Lisas, any more Angelas, any more Joffreys to get our attention. It's not working. I don't want to see those bitches on my TV screen no more. I'm tired of it. So we have other couples. So we do have one more OG couple, Jiyoon and Devin, who I do not like. Sorry, I don't like Devin. Something about her rubs me the wrong way. Again, I don't understand getting married to Jiyoon when you hardly know him. It's hard for me to look at them when they say they love each other. I'm like, but you don't know each other. And Jiyoon, as funny as he may be, like, Jiyoon is no prize. And that was my issue with him last season, especially with his parents. I get it. He's your son. He's your precious baby, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure you want a Korean girl to be walking to your house as your daughter-in-law instead. But Jiyoon is no prize, all right? Find me a Korean family who wants Jiyoon as their son-in-law. Find me one. Jiyoon ain't got no job. Jiyoon himself has admitted that he is an immature man-child. Jiyoon hasn't even been arrested and is now paying a shit ton of money for his crimes. Girl. And judging from the trailer, I don't think Jiyoon has changed either. And Devin, even though I don't like her, Devin is a responsible person. Far more responsible than Jiyoon, and she is carrying the weight, the burden of taking care of their kids. I can tell already, so I'm not looking forward to that. And there's also one more couple, some white guy with a Colombian woman. Who was that one couple last year? I think he was with the Colombia too. He was from Washington, somewhere up north, and he was moving for Evelyn and whatever the fuck his name is. Josh, an imbecile, a complete dumbass. I'm sorry. I'll be damned if I'm giving all that money to some girl who told me time and time again, I'm not gonna marry you. Ugh, I hope it's not the same. But either way, the trailer looks bomb. I love The Other Way. Is my favorite branch thus far of the 90 Day Fiance franchise. Please tell me what you think of this new season of The Other Way. Who's your favorite couple? You know mine, Kenneth and Armando. That's it for this review, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.